Hello, guys. Are we going to be switching to Manresa? Hello.
Atenció, Manresa! És hora de posar-nos dempeus per veure com es mereixen els nostres jugadors amb el número 0, Jordan Davis! Amb el número 2, Ryan Wilson! Amb el número 5, Guillem Jou! Amb el número 11, William Magaidi! Amb el número 13, Euris Bae! Amb el número 17, Yankuba Sima. Amb el número 18, Jordan Sato. Amb el número 19, Pere Tomàs. Amb el número 22, Juanpi Paulet. Amb el número 44, Davidas Dulkis. Amb el número 45, David Gravis. I amb el número 55, Dani Pérez. Amb el nostre entrenador,
col·legiats d'aquest partit són els senyors Boris Kresic i Antanas Vitsauskas i Mehmet Karabilesen. jugaran amb el 4, Bill Fonsby, amb el 5, Aaron Shell, amb l'11, Chris Wright, amb el 25, Kyle Weber, i amb el 77, Damien Kurin. El 5 inicial de BAXI Manresa, amb el 0, Jordan Davis, amb el 13, Eulis Boer, amb el 18, Jordan Sacco, amb el 19, Pere Tomàs, i amb el 44, David Stulke. Som-hi, BAXI! De començar, m'agradaria demanar-vos un minut de silenci. Aquest cap de setmana ens va deixar el Joan Antoni Lozano, el Chano, el periodista, la veu dels partits de bàsquet, del bàsquet Manresa, durant més de 30 anys a Ràdio Manresa. Donem el més sentit condol des del nostre club, a la seva família i a totes les persones pròximes. Us volem fer a més un anunci abans del minut. La nostra cabina de premsa, el lloc on treballen tots els periodistes avui en dia, aquella d'allà dalt, portarà a partir d'ara el seu nom. Avui neix la cabina de premsa Joan Antoni Lozano. Chano, seràs per sempre el nou orgullós. Que descansi en pau fins sempre, Chano. Un minut. Gràcies. Vinga, som-hi. Banda personal, Jordan Saco primera.
I can. I'm looking at a Nymburk game.
Minut de temps per Pedro Martínez, minut BAXI Manresa.
Me parece que dices, voy a hacer lo contrario de lo que me has dicho. Coño, no paras el balón, te vas a la línea de tres. Joder, chico. O 5 abajo, ¿vale? 5 abajo. ¿Sí? Venga. Fix your man, because he tried to deny. ¿Ok? ¿Vale? Sí. Vamos, pick and roll defense. ¿Ok? Everybody pretty. ¿Ok? ¿Vale? Venga, vamos, va. Vamos, va, va. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, Jus, heavy.
I see some color bars. That's it. Yeah, I see some color bars. I think it must be from the end of the Nürnberg game. Okay, got it. Shall I talk now? Well, good evening, everybody. If you're just joining us, apologies for the technical difficulties with the audio, but we are here in Manresa, and it's Torun who have jumped out to a 9-6 lead in this opening game of the Basketball Champions League for both teams. And the three-point attempt is good from Tomas. So that knots it at 9 apiece for Manresa. Tomas with already 7 points in the game. And now the swat. So the penetration and the ball swatted out of bounds. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Manresa finishing 8th in the top flight last year in Spain qualifying. Torun, of course, having to go through the qualification stage, the second qualifying round, and coming from behind against Karhu Basket, incredibly in that second leg to get to this point, getting a late three-pointer. And to advance right in the last seconds. So it's been an incredible story, Torun, and they want to come on the road and get a big win tonight. And it has been a good start by the Polish team. Ryan Toulson's going to check into the game. See these Manresa fans, what a great arena this is. It's loud, it's raucous, and it's firmly behind Manresa tonight, as you would expect. Long, jump shot a little bit long, however. Now Torun, and the ball knocked out of bounds. Good job by Perez. So Manresa looking to go ahead. They have not led in the game. It's been all Torun to this point. But the game is knotted at 9. Torun's biggest lead was 9-2. Manresa, therefore, on a 7-0 run. And the drive in the basket is good for Manresa, and it was Danny Perez. Ball batted out of bounds, but Referees keeping it at this end. Eulis Baez, the Dominican Republic international, getting stuck in. And more substitutions made here for Manresa. I'll remind you of the lineup here in just a second when play stops. There's there's a Perez in the open floor. You've got to keep an eye on Toulson. Torun, he's a good shooter, but as Manresa continue to get the ball down low, they draw the foul. Manresa with their first lead of the game right now at 11-9, and Perez causing all sorts of problems. Eulis Baez goes out of the game, and William McGarity comes in. So Perry Thomas leading the way in scoring for Manresa, now on the bench. And Damian Kulik, the Poland international, with 7 points. Kulik, a standout player, reached the quarterfinals of the World Cup this year for this summer in China. Now the drive, and the ball batted away, goes out of bounds and goes back over to Manresa, who are showing a lot of energy, as you would expect, their first ever game in the Basketball Champions League. And you saw the look of Pedro Martinez, one of the most accomplished coaches in the Basketball Champions League, a standout really over the years in Spain, where he's famously won a title with Valencia Basket in recent times. He's also coached at Baskonia, coaching the Canary Islands. Here's another rebound, and here comes Manresa out on the break. Getting it back is Valle. Now passes over to Thomas, or excuse me, over to Perez. And the three-pointer is good from Ryan Toulson, the veteran. Well, that was only a matter of time. That's his reputation, folks. He can stroke it from a long way out. And you can see the Manresa fans liking what they're seeing, as a timeout has been called by Torun. Let's go down and listen.
We gotta play tougher. We gotta play through that. Give an elbow here or there, huh? We got one foul and they score now every time down. Huh? Let's make sure we fight through the screens, we fight for the rebounds, and stay with the shooters, huh?
Damian Kulik with 7 points, leading Torun.
On the next one, we go 21. 21. 21 feet, huh? 21. Come up, Alex. Mickey's going. Come here. Hey. After that, we're going to have one more. We're going to go thumb down again. Yeah? We're going to get last possession, thumb down. Let's go, guys. Come on. Go. Go. We got one foul. Voletiers del Cule.
So apologies, folks, again. Unfortunately, we had some technical issues, and I don't think you could hear me from the early stages of the game, but we're here late in the first quarter, and Manresa, having trailed by 7 points, have come back to take the lead. Torun from Poland. And now shooting the three-pointer, coming right out of the timeout is Jakob Schenk. And that closes the gap now to 3 points. Now the dump down low, and almost an attempted alley-oop. Good decision not to. Quick pass back outside to the perimeter. Good rebound by Perka, number 43. That was Perez missing from deep. And a charge has been called on Valle, Vampi Valle. Perez fouled in the backcourt by Valle, so it's his second foul in the space of 10 seconds. Excuse me, on Schink, Jakob Schink. Chris Wright comes back into the game for Torun. Perez gets it to Toulson. It's on line, but it's a little bit long right at the end of the quarter. So they trailed, did BAXI Manresa, but they battled back, and they now lead it at the end of one, 14-11 over Torun. Well, Manresa 4 of 12 inside the arc, 2 of 6 from deep. Torun, meanwhile, 3 of 9 inside the arc, and then 1 of 6 from deep. They're 2 of 2 at the line, and what is low-scoring game so far here in Manresa. Well, both these teams, BAXI Manresa and Polski Torun, making their debuts in the Basketball Champions League. Before this season, the first 4 Spanish teams to have played in the Basketball Champions League have all won their opening games in the competition. So BAXI Manresa certainly don't want to stop that streak. For Polski Cukier Torun, they're the 4th Polish team to play in the Basketball Champions League after Rosa Radom, Stelmet Zielona Góra, and Anwil. Only Stelmet Zielona Góra back in the 2016-17 team lost in their opening game in the competition. But anyway, different seasons, different teams, and here we're in a tight contest. Although Manresa right now have the momentum. And the foul called on Jakob Schenk. Trying to knock the ball out of the hands of Jordan Sacco. Kyle Weaver, who played for Neptunus Klaipėda last season, re-enters the game. And now the pass inside and the basket. So Juanpi Valle showing great strength there, and that is a worrying development for Torun to give up that basket on an inbounds play. So the three-point play takes it back up to a 17-11 advantage for Manresa. Wright gets it over to Perka, who then dumps it, or hands it off rather to Weaver. Weaver, one of the Basketball Champions League players. It's got some NBA experience, played with the Hornets, Charlotte Hornets. Entry pass, it goes, and denied, but Getting it back was Alade Aminu, the Nigeria international, but he was denied. Inside it goes, and this time Jordan Sacco couldn't catch it. Ball goes back to Torun. Right. Gets in the paint. Back outside to Weaver. Now right again. And gets the ball inside to his teammate. Perka lays it up and in and cuts that deficit back to 4 points. There's Jordan Davis, having just checked back into the game. And basket, another one for Big Valet. Davis brings it up the floor. But then Weaver reaches round, comes up with a steal, 2-on-1 break, Wright. Oh, nice finish by Wright. He had the right stuff. First 2 points for Wright. McGarity hands it off to Davis. And great defense by Wright, forcing the turnover. Davidis Dolkis, the Lithuanian, comes into the game in place of Ryan Toulson. If you're an American college basketball fan, you might remember Dolkis, the Lithuania who played for Florida State. And the long shot, no good. Dolkis also played for Lithuania at the 2012 FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament. Helped them qualify for the London Games. Good job getting the ball down low, Jordan Sacco, and he is fouled. So Jordan Davis to Jordan Sacco. Damian Kula comes back into the game. How crucial is he to this team? Well, I'll tell you how crucial. Very. He is absolutely the leader of this team. Certainly in terms of what they need on the interior. Jordan Sacco from Kinshasa in the Dominican Republic of Congo. Makes 1 of 2. Dolkis knocked the ball away, but into the hands of Weaver, who hands it off to Wright. So Torun doing a good job hanging around, down by just 5 points. But remember, they did lead early by 7. Kulik battling for position, and they try to get it to him. Coming in, stealing it is Dolkis, and then Sacco misses. Got ahead well on the break, but wasn't able to score. Pedro Martinez looks on. A little bit of concern now. Wright. Three-point attempt off target. Getting it back and putting it up again and missing, and the follow by Weaver. So Hornsby, who famously shot this Torun team into the Basketball Champions League with that last-second three-pointer at home against Karhu Basket. Missing on those last couple of attempts. Second one falls in, so it's 20-16. And now the bump called on Weaver. Thomas doing a good job, I think, of selling that one to the referee. Three-point attempt is good. So 23-17. Ulis Baith just keeps on keeping on. Doing a great job. Wide open. He'll take it and he'll make it. There he is. And the pass down low, and the finish is there by Aaron Sell, another of the Poland internationals that played at the World Cup this summer. Bounce pass. They work it around, get a good shot on the baseline. Kulig rebounds the miss. Now inside, and excellent work from Hornsby. So Keith Hornsby will go to the free throw line. Nice spin move. Hornsby played some basketball at the famous Oak Hill Academy. Went on to play at North Carolina Asheville for a couple of years before transferring to Louisiana State University. Famous for a lot of players that used to be there, including one of his teammates, Ben Simmons. This is the second free throw. 23-20 in favor of Manresa. Now the drive by Davis, denied, follows. Kulig knocks it out of bounds. 3-point game right now. Ryan Toulson's going to come back into the game for Tulkis. Oh, what a spin from Davis, but kind of spun himself out of control and loses the ball. In fact, it was Wright that reached in and forced the turnover. With the pass inside to Kulig, and Kulig finishes nicely to cut it back to a 1-point game. Ryan Toulson again, this time just behind the free throw line. And quickly Wright is denied as he gets it inside, blocked. That was David Kravish. So David Kravish with the block here. Look at this. Not in my house, he says. And then Toulson comes right to the other end. Perez back in the game, and he's got the ball. 3.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Perez gets it up. Both teams battle for the ball, and Kyle Weaver comes down with it. Gets it to Hornsby, then Sell passes back down low to Kolig, and he scores and will go to the line. So 3-point play opportunity for Damian Kulik, who uses the pump fake to good effect. Gets David Kravish off his feet, draws the foul. But misses the free throw. He's got 11 points, Kulik. .255 remaining in the first half. Right. Back outside to Kulik. Weaver over to Kulik. It's online, but it's a little short. And then a push is called on Baez. Eulis Baez battling Weaver for the basketball. Excuse me, the push might have been on Thomas. So it was indeed on Pere Thomas. Weaver just has 2 points on the night. From the line, he's got 4 rebounds and a couple of assists. Bukowski talking to Hornsby. Sebastian Bukowski. Second free throw is good by Weaver, and looky here, Polski Torun have gone back in front, 26-25. Now the dump and the deny. And Chris Wright is fouled by Toulson as he crosses midcourt. So the momentum firmly with this, shall we say, surprise package Polski Cukier Torun team that had to make it through the second qualifying round just to get into the Basketball Champions League. Timeout has been called.
Estamos jugando en estático, Venga, no defendemos ahí, no defendemos para robar balones, no pasamos rápido dobles, cada vez ahí en estático. Venga, vamos, jugar con un poco más de dinamismo, un poco más rápido, ¿vale? Venga, una vez pick llegando, ¿vale? Sí, swing pick, ¿vale? Venga, vamos, va, rebote, outlet, vale, venga, vamos, 1, 2, 3.
Well, wants to see his team play a little bit faster. Look from the bench. Here's Wright. Wright has been very good tonight, especially since he's come back into the game. And I would also say especially on defense. He's been terrific. 2 free throws from Wright. Take the lead now up to 3 points. And thinking the ball was going right back out, and Coach Sebastian Makowski applauding his Torun defense. Kulik. 3-point attempt. Oh, he drills the three-pointer. Aaron Sell, no surprise there. He has got that type of range. And then driving inside and scoring immediately is Pere Thomas. But then Weaver races to the other end. Great defense by Thomas. Weaver appealing to the ref, saying he got hit on the arm. Watch this. You be the judge. That was Sell with his three. Torun with a 4-point lead. Toulson. Sell has his hand up, knowing he's a good shooter. Now the pass to Byth. Good defense by the team from Poland, but nevertheless, David Kravish gets it and scores from about 2 meters. Weaver this time gets the benefit of the call. Ball goes out of bounds, but it will be Torun basketball. Yep, good call. Brian Toulson, good defense on the reach. Kulik inbounds it. Kulik from the baseline, and he continues to provide points. He's got 13. Now the three-point attempt is good from Perez, Danny Perez. Final 20 seconds of a thrilling first half here in Manresa. Chris Wright has it. Wright in the paint, doesn't finish it well. Kravish with the board, hands it off to Perez. Now, Guillaume Jou gets in, and an offensive foul has been called. Good job drawing the charge there by Damian Kulik. Got to launch it. Did Kulik get it off in time? Well, he got the rim. Didn't make it, but he had a great first half. 13 points, leading the way for Polski Cukier Torun. And they have a 33-32 lead at BAXI Manresa. One-point lead for Torun. You can see shooting 9 of 20 inside the arc, 2 of 12 from deep. Doing a good job at the line. Manresa with 23 rebounds to 19 for Torun. And see the leading scores. Kulik has a game high 13, Thomas 9 for Manresa. Well, Torun jumped out to an early 7-point lead. They're up 9-2. But then this Manresa team came right back. And having trailed 9-2, they raced in front 14-9. So they went on a 12-0 run. Torun stabilized things. They were down 17-11, 9 minutes to go in the first half, and then they started to turn things around. It was 19-13. And the big run came when it was 23-17 in favor of BAXI Manresa. And they ended up tying at 25. And after going on top 33-29, a late three-pointer for Manresa has closed the gap. That late three-pointer from Danny Perez closed the gap to just 1 point at halftime. So on this game day one game in Manresa, and where there's a real buzz tonight, everybody very excited in this city to be in the Basketball Champions League. It's Torun leading it 33-32 over Manresa. We'll be right back before the start of the second half.
Green, oh, what a pass from Mike Green. Had his back to him, was looking the other way. Watch this.
Hatcher to Garrett, and then the block. Pope thought he was going to dunk it, but Size said, not in my house, my friend.
Brown, can he make something happen? And holy cow, can he? What a dunk by Brown.
Gino Lawrence, wow. Alex Davis with the throwdown off the phenomenal ball handling and pass from Gino Lawrence.
Alon looking to run, behind the back from Reynolds, finds Atkins for the easy layup. What a play from Scotty Reynolds.
And then his pass intercepted by Thomas, and he's going in for the dunk.
Lee finds Bacco. Oh, it's rejected by Samores. Timed it beautifully. Absolutely perfect.
Oh, behind the back! What a pass and what a finish by BAXI Torun. Highlight reel play there from Chad Timberlake.
Here's, oh, that's Niang. That's what we've been looking for. What a play from Mamadou Niang.
Thomas looks to drive, nice feed. Amari swatted at the rim, twice by Ayenga. Not once, but twice. First time from behind, second time straight up, and he swats it away.
Cross court. James had the three in the corner. Did go. Oh my Lord! Right over Iverson! Are you serious? What a dunk! He jumped to the top of this arena.
Oh, the lob, the jam, O'Leary, another backdoor cut, and Ruffnick with the no-look alley-oop pass.
Gets the rebound. Alyssa Vicious, blocked by Ellis. Alyssa Vicious going in, no. Ellis doing what he does best.
Khalif Wyatt, oh, the pass behind the back. God, that's a big-time play from Khalif Wyatt. World class from Khalif Wyatt.
Here's Feeler again. Gets in the lane. Oh, goodness me! That could be the play of the game. Wow.
Goss kicks it. Jones, it opens up for Jones down the middle. Huge dunk from Jones right down the middle.
Viva la Cat, connecta amb el que t'apassiona. I en cada partit d'aquesta Basketball Champions League ens presentarà talent femení. Gràcies. Viva la Cat i noies del cadet del CB Osona.
Dami Cooling with 13 points, 5 rebounds for Weaver, and 6 assists for Wright to lead the way for Torun. It's been a great game so far. Just a 1-point lead for the Polish club here at the break. Thomas with 9 points, Kravish 5 rebounds, and Jordan Davis has those 4 assists for Manresa. So all to play for here. Both these teams early in the season, and looking to come up with a big opening night result. Of course, anytime you can get a victory on the road, it's feels like 2 wins in many respects, especially on the opening night. If you can get off to a winning start. Jordan Davis getting some coaching. A lot of good games already in this competition, including tonight. Of course, one of the big results was Nymburk winning over Borussia Bamberg 91-71. Jaromir Bohacic, one of the standouts at the World Cup for the Czech Republic. Well, he had 24 points tonight, 4 steals, as well as 3 assists. And that is a huge, huge performance for Aaron Nymburk. Also for Nymburk, 18 points for Deshaun Booker. And 14 for Hayden Dalton. And for Brosa Bamberg, Paris Lee, remember he played for Antwerp last year. Well, tonight he had 11 points and 7 assists. Brosa now coached by Rule Moores. Here you see Perry Thomas, his numbers tonight with those 9 points. One of the veterans in this team that they need big things from if they're going to have anything, any success this season. Also games going on right now. Bonn up on top of excuse me. Also in action right now. JDA Dijon on top of Falcon Sombathli, 77-55, and Zaragoza perhaps a little surprised, down 13 points, 72-59 at Bonn. So Zaragoza having had a great start in the Spanish league with 3 wins in their first 4 games, are finding the going pretty tough right now in Germany. Other games, again, Nymburk won big over Bamberg at home in the Czech Republic. Ike rolled to a big win. Keith Langford having a big night tonight, 27 points. They won 102-82 over Polac Ortez. Hapoel Yahav Bank Jerusalem won a tough road game at Bandirma tonight, 73-69. And last night there were some big games as well, including Bearstar Tenerife winning at home over Nizhny Novgorod, 81-67. Rostavekta won by 13 over Anwil Voclavik, 89-76. Also 13-point winners were Sig Strasbourg winning 77-64 over Ostend. Unet Holon lost at home to Ankara, 82-79. Besiktas won at PAOK, 69-60. Neptunus Klaipėda won at home over Brindisi, 81-71. Riga won over Mornar Bar, 80-74. And Gaziantep lost at home despite leading by 16 points early on to Peristeri. They lost 70-64 to Peristeri. Dinamo Sassari are losing at home by 1 to Liat Kabelis, 41-40. And Telenet Giants Antwerp, who hosted the Final Four last year, got that big win over Nizhny Novgorod in the quarterfinals. They're winning 51-44 at Burgos, San Pablo Burgos. So that's, well, that must be an interesting one. A lot of Basketball Champions League experience for Antwerp. Dennis Dunkor, Vincent Kestelhout, Victor Sanders, and Hans van Wijn, all players that have played big minutes and Belgium internationals. Well, second half action underway, folks, here in Manresa, Spain. It's Torun on top, 33-32. And Manresa missing down low early. They got Davidus Dulkis, William McGarity, Danny Perez, Jordan Sacco, and Juanpi Valle on the court for Manresa. It's Aaron Sell, Keith Hornsby, Damian Kulik, Kyle Weaver, and Chris Wright in the game for Torun. And Weaver's pass goes out of bounds. It was intended for Hornsby. Valet inside and uses his good strength and nice left hand to put Manresa back in front. But then quickly to the other end is Hornsby to put Torun back on top. Now the dump down low to Sacco and fouled by Kulig. It says a lot, I think, about this competition, this Basketball Champions League, that you've got a lot of talent, guys that played at the World Cup this summer for their respective countries. Kulig and Sell out on the court right now. They played for Poland. Ayulis Baith we talked about with Manresa, who played for the Dominican Republic. So Manresa back on top, 36-35. Now Damian Kulig, who turns, and he's fouled by Jordan Sacco. Chris Wright. Bounce pass to Sell. Ball ends up with Kulig, and Sacco picks up another quick one. 2 fouls in the space of about 8 seconds. And that's a problem. It's a problem because they're going to have to contend with Damian Kulig at both ends of the floor, rather. So Sacco goes out, and Kravish comes back in. Long jump shot is good. That was a 2 by Aaron Sell. Battle for the ball. Good job by Manresa crashing the boards, but it's Weaver that comes up with the basketball. He hands it off to Wright. Hornsby again, knocks it in. Three-pointer. So knotting it back at 39-39. And quickly Weaver, that was Dulkis, who hit the 3 for Manresa. Now the pass down low to Valet, and he shows us his right hand to put his team back in front by 2. Valet with 9 points. Martinez wondering where the foul was. Weaver bounce pass to Kulig, and he's fouled by Perez. Well, the fouls are accumulating in this quarter. 7:15 remains. And Manresa now with 4 team fouls. And Kula goes to the line and makes the first one. Jakub Schenk comes back into the game, number 55 for Torun. Chris Wright takes a seat. Kulig makes just 1 of 2. So Manresa still with a 1-point lead. Perez, bounce pass. And shot was there for Kravish. Couldn't knock it in, the former California Golden Bear. Shank gets it over to Weaver. Now Perez. Head up. Bounce pass. The shot is up, and the shot is good from Dulkis. The second three-pointer in the quarter. Nope, that was, yes, indeed, it was a three. Sorry. Saw the graphic flip up there when I looked down at my screen. And it said 2 and then 1. Dulkis with 8 points. Weaver into the paint. Kulig. Oh, that's where he's so dangerous. Ask China about it. He hit the big drive, the big layup that lifted Poland to that vital victory over China in the group phase at the World Cup that eventually really led to Poland getting into the quarterfinals. Now the long shot, of course, had to beat Russia as well. Manresa rebounding the miss. Perez takes the bump and beautiful finish. Scores with the left hand. Weaver. Spinning, dipping, diving, puts up the jumper, but he bricks it. He might come out for that one. Good D from Weaver at first, trying to deny, but in the end, Valet is able to get the basketball. And the lead is now 6 for BAXI Manresa. Bounce pass Weaver to Kulig. Beautiful basketball from Torun. Kulig with 18 points. Perez off the back of the iron. Here comes Hornsby. Open floor, cuts back into the middle, and I'm not sure if that went in on its own or if it was Sell that tapped it in. It's back to a 2-point game. So indeed, they gave the layup to Hornsby. Now quick pass down low. Weaver got a hand on it, disrupted. Now Hornsby makes the pass back to Shank. Hornsby steps back, counts it. Boy, he has got some offense, doesn't he? He's a one-man thrill show. Just get in the rock. Perez drives in and is fouled. Shooting the jumper. Shank called for the foul, so 2 free throws for Danny Perez. Shank got him with that extended right hand just a little bit on the arm. Thomas back into the game. Perez makes the first. And Eulis Baith comes back into the contest as well. 2 Perez free throws take it up to a 2-point lead with 3.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Watch this matchup between Wright and Perez. Could be decisive here in this quarter. Oh, nice 3-point shot from Wright. Now Baith puts one up and is short. Wright brings it back up the floor. Up ahead it goes. And not able to control it before it went out of bounds. Alade Aminu. Perez again, puts it up. The ball batted out. Here comes Wright in the open floor. It's a 2-on-2 break. Wright's going to take it all the way. He's going to get blocked, but a foul is called on Baith.
al BAXI entre Ryan Dulson per Dulkis.
So Toulson comes back into the game. Dulkis is out. And Wright misses with his first attempt. Well, in terms of the free throws tonight, BAXI Manresa are 6 of 7 at the line. And with that make by Chris Wright, Torun are now 11 of 14. So good free throw shooting from both ends, only Torun to get into the line a little bit more. Jordan Davis back into the game, handling the ball, number 0. Perry Thomas off target. It's tough to say which way this one's going, folks. Chris Wright, bounce pass, Aladi Aminu. And, oh, look at that three-point shot. Once again from Keith Hornsby, just an out-and-out score. And that takes it back to a 5-point lead, forcing a timeout from BAXI Manresa.
Super tiradores, super tiradores. Venga, segundo 5 ya tiramos de 3. Balance defensivo.
Perquè vindran de lluny, però això és casa nostra.
31. Igual. ¿Vale? Sí. Venga, bloqueo efectivo. ¿Vale? Sí. Venga, vamos, venga. Vamos, vale. Va, 1, 2, 3.
Fins els més petits, fins els més grans.
Well, we're in Manresa, which is about 52-minute drive northwest of Barcelona. So this is big-time basketball country. And these fans hoping for a comeback. Right now, their team trailing by 5 points. Here against a very determined Torun team, which is getting great production from not only Keith Hornsby, but also Damian Kulig. That pair combining for 30 of their team's 55 points. Davis, bounce pass, and the dunk by William McGarity. Quickly to the other end, and the follow is there by Alade Aminu. Quickly to the other end. Now, here comes, again, Torun. Alade Aminu passes out to right. Long rebound. Oh, beautiful drive. Nobody picks up right. And the lead grows for Torun now to 7 points. Toulson pulls up, misses his 3, and Alade Aminu brings it over to a right. Right again. Pass to the corner. Hornsby. It's going to be tough to stop. He leans into it a little bit. And Alade Aminu couldn't quite get it off in time. So the ball goes back over to the home team. Gary takes a seat. Played college basketball at Davidson College after transferring from Boston College. Davidson, obviously one of the many famous former players there, Steph Curry. Right, picks up another foul on Jordan Davis. And a nice drive and finish, and free throw is coming for Thomas. So an alley-oop pass to Pere. Thomas from out of bounds.
Thomas.
12 points now for Tomas. Right. Takes it deep, brings it back out. Now the final seconds ticking off the clock in the third quarter. 4-point game. Manresa to Eladi Minu. Whips it to the corner. Back outside, the ball batted away. And Torun failed to get a shot off. Referees tonight: Boris Krajic, Gintaras Vitkauskas, and Mehmet Karabalicin from Turkey. And a foul called right at the end as Jordan Davis threatens to score. We had three players converging on him. So it was called on Perka. And the former Northern Colorado standout Davis makes the first. And makes the second as well. 2.8 seconds remain. And the pass thrown out of bounds. So Torun perhaps not executing too well there in the last minute or so. And BAXI Manresa come back, and it's still a close game. 59-57, Torun on top of Manresa. Manresa 15 of 36 inside the arc, 18 of 35 for Torun. But interesting that Manresa 9 of 10 at the line, making their free throws. And of course, that's going to be a determining factor possibly in this game. Free throw line always comes into play. Hornsby, I'd say this Torun team seems to make just enough plays. But I think they could very easily be up by more than 6 or 7 points. So they have left the door open here for Manresa. Thomas with 12 points now for Manresa, 10 points for Kravish, 8 points for Dulkis, 11 for Valle, 9 for Danny Perez. And Chris Wright now has 10 points, 12 points for Hornsby, 18 for Damian Kulik. So those are the three players that are wreaking havoc for Torun.
Ingat kami kungos. Monster kayo dito.
Good fan following here in Manresa. They want to see their team come away with a victory on opening night. But right now they've got some work to do. They're down 2 points here against a determined Torun team. Chris Wright thought about putting it up. Back outside to Perka. And the ball landed into the hands of Aminu. Goes out of bounds. And right now this Torun team kind of losing their way a little bit. How long will Mahovsky stick with this lineup? When will he put Hornsby back in, for example? Davis drives in, and there for the follow. Quickly to the other end. Wright, was hit as he went up. That was Kravish with the dunk at the other end. So it couldn't be any closer right now. 59-59. Pedro Martinez and Jordan Davis talking over on the bench. And Davis animated. I like that. Rice just gets up there, takes the free throws, doesn't mess around. Takes it back up to a 2-point lead. He's got 12 points. Look at him at the free throw line, 5 of 6. Toulson wiggles his way free and puts Manresa back in front. Right, dribbles through the defense. They get it into the corner to Weaver for 3. Boy, nothing like answering a 3 with a 3 to reclaim the momentum. Toulson, the pass down low. Finishing is Kravish, who's got 8 points now. Left open, and missing was Ratachik, but the ball goes back to Wright, and he sinks the jump shot right at the line. Under 8 minutes to go now. 2-point lead for Torun. Wright with 14. Bounce past Toulson to Kravish, then it goes into the corner, and another chance now for Wright. Here he is, gets into the paint, goes up with the left hand and scores. The lead is back to 4. Almost had a backdoor cut, but instead flying in is Perry Thomas. Weaver dribbles between his legs and tries a pass, gets it to Alade Aminu, and a foul called before Aminu could go up and dunk it. Foul called on Perez.
Polski Cukier Torun. Cambia el BAXI Manresa entre Jordan Sacco, David Kravish.
Sacco is going to come back into the game. Good work from Kravish. He goes back out. Weaver Oh, looked like he might have had a shot, tried to pass it, and Manresa were waiting for it. They knock it away. 3 puts them back in front, or 2 ties it. Toulson into the corner, gets it past Sell, and now the ball knocked out of bounds with 1 second on the shot clock. Toulson puts up a prayer. Now, oh, the pass, ill-conceived there. Toulson hustled back and got the steal. Now Toulson for 3. Well, that would have been a huge swing if he'd been able to knock that in after the turnover. Hornsby. Oh, used his body well, just did not finish. Manresa in response. Thomas went behind his back, passed outside. Perez and gets it over to Toulson for a game-tying jumper. No, that was a 3, excuse me. So 69-68, Manresa on top. 5:43 remaining.
Watch out for the pressure now. We're gonna go 2 side again. Out on his first, 2 chest. Out on his first one, you're the second one. No matter where you are, you set the first one, you set the second one. Make sure we keep attacking. We're giving it away right now by making mistakes. Keep attacking. Make sure we play even more aggressively on the pick and rolls now on defense. We don't need to overhelp from the corner. Make sure we rebound too. Hey. Now, let's get the lead back. Let's go.
Game day 1 of the Basketball Champions League, and this is one of the final games being played. Also, Dinamo Sassari in a 1-point game against Lietkabelis in Italy, and Burgos now have come back and they lead Antwerp by 3. 6 minutes to go in that one, so thrilling contest all the way around here on this great opening week of the Basketball Champions League. Hornsby not able to connect with Sell. Great hustle from Manresa to get the ball to go off of Sell. Oh, in fact, it was Valet that was going for it, and it just happened to go off of Sell, who hustled down in an attempt to get the basketball. Eulis Baez now coming up on the 5-minute mark here in the game. Valet backs up his man. Weaver goes in, misses with the short jumper, and Weaver with the rebound. Over to Hornsby. Hornsby pulls it back out. Kulig, is he going to go right at Sacco? He does. He spins. He puts it up and scores. That was big time, baby. Damian Kulig, 20 points. 8 of 10 from the floor. Valet again. Going up against Weaver. He likes that matchup, and this time he wins it. Weaver appealing for a foul, a push-off. Schenk has the ball knocked out of his hands by Sacco, but it comes back to him. 5 on the shot clock. Schenk puts it up from deep. Clangs it off the back of the iron. Perez. Back to Sacco. Baez. No look pass. There it goes. Perez misses, swooping in for the rebound with Sell. Well, I know if I'm Torun right now, I'm running something to get the ball into the hands of Kulig. Weaver, tough move, earns a trip to the free throw line. Weaver's played much better here in the second half. So the foul on Vallette. He's having some nice little confrontations with Weaver, but Vallette goes out of the game. And Kravish comes back in. Weaver, meanwhile, now misses the first. So the best he can do is tie it. Bends his knees, and he does tie it at 71. Hey, how about the prospect of overtime, folks? You never know. Might get lucky, get some free basketball tonight. 3.5 minutes remaining. Weaver with 8 points. Perez. And Kravish misses. And the hustle from Bias gets the ball back away from Schenk. And Schenk called for the foul. I think he was looking for an offensive foul. Chris Wright, meanwhile, comes back into the game. So Schenk fouls out. Nice to have your coach, Sebastian Machowski, come over and give you a low 5 after that. Good effort tonight. But you're done. Leaning into it, not there. Alade Mino gets the rebound, or Weaver gets the rebound, hands it off to Wright. Dulkis also back in the game. Oh, the cutter, Kulig, he's going to score every time, folks. 22 points. 73-71. Bias gets in the paint. Sweet jump shot from the corner by Kravish. Ties it up at 73. Well, this Torun story just is incredible considering how they just barely did get to this competition. And the man that got them there, Hornsby, with that incredible three-pointer against Karhu basket at the death. And the second leg of the qualifying round hits another jumper to put his team back in front. Penetration, drive, tough finish from Pere Thomas. $16 points for Thomas. That's just a great finish. I'm not sure what the if they're complaining about his drive. That was perfect. 75 apiece. After that drive, Hornsby again. This time no good. And with 145 or 140 remaining, it's Manresa. Bias in the right corner. Toulson pulls up and banks it in. Boy, he is just an out-and-out scorer, isn't he? He just knows how to get into those positions. He can, doesn't matter, he can score off the dribble, he can score the set shot, score off a screen. Weaver, meanwhile, comes down. I don't know why they keep going away from Kulig. I go to him every time. There's Kulig coming out, almost forcing a turnover. Okay, so they are going to look at it just as Damian Kulig asked. They can inside the final 2 minutes, when every possession obviously is vital. Well, let's see what they say. I don't think there's enough there to overrule it or to change it. So Manresa will indeed keep the basketball. Chance of Resa for Manresa. Toulson, another one. Well, he's hit the big shots here in the clutch. And that's why you have a veteran like Ryan Toulson in your team. Timeout, Torun.
Let's go L. Let's go L. Kyle. Keith, on the weak side. Go. I'm open. Immediately, you set the back screen. Set the back screen, go. Set the back screen, go. Yeah? If we cannot pass here, hey, if we cannot pass anywhere, again, pin down on that side. If they're top lock, back door, pop, all right? Let's go for a 3 or layup. Let's go.
Well, you get the feeling with Ryan Toulson, he's happy to be back in Spain, where he played for Gran Canaria in the 2012-2013 season. Then he was with Unicaja Malaga for a couple of seasons. He went to Russia and then Turkey. Was away for 3 years, and he's come back. And boy, has he made an impact tonight. He's hit the last 2 shots for Manresa and given them a 4-point advantage. Can they close it out? Weaver fouled by Tomas. Four fouls now on Manresa. So, oh, what a beautiful finish. Basel was not easy. He had to go fully extended. Banked it in just ahead of the shot blockers. Gilkis goes out. So 9 points for Aaron Sell. They're going to wipe up the moisture. Still work for Manresa. What will they do? Full court pressure here being employed by Torun. Well, they went for the steal. Now they're going to let him bring it across midcourt. Toulson goes in underneath the basket, gets a little space, puts it up. Are you kidding me? 3 huge shots from Ryan Toulson, but then Hornsby hustles down and scores to get it back to quick deuce. Manresa have to get it across midcourt. And reaching up and committing the foul was Hornsby. Fans hoping that they're going to call it unsportsmanlike, but the referee's ruling that he was playing the ball. So with 16.6 seconds left, Torun have to commit a couple more fouls if they can't get a steal here, just to put Manresa on the free throw line. And Chris Wright reaches in and commits the foul. I think it's called playing in hostile territory, Chris. That's why you're hearing it. So with 14.8 seconds to go now, Torun have to commit one more foul if they don't get the steal. And they do foul Bias with 12.4 seconds to go. So the next foul, unless they were to get a steal, which is what would be the preferred option, would put them on the line. So they need to call timeout and discuss this on both benches.
Vale, empezamos aquí. Ryan y Pera, ¿vale? Ryan y Pera, ¿vale? Sí. We scream here, okay? Eulis, aquí, ¿de acuerdo? ¿Vale? Sí. Buscamos aquí, ¿vale? Para este pase a Ryan y que hagan falta, o aquí, ¿de acuerdo? Sí. Eulis, bloqueas y vuelves, ¿vale? 3 líneas de pase, ¿vale? Sí. ¿Vale? At the same time, okay? Sí. You scream and go baseline, okay? ¿Vale? Sí. Vamos, va. 1, 2, 3. Vamos, va.
Well, you heard what the coach wants. Now they've got to execute it. But Toulson, the 34-year-old, has come out and hit 3 big shots late. He's got 17 points. He's 7 of 12 from the floor. He's 3 of 6 from three-point range. And Perez is going to inbound the ball. And they have to foul. And foul they do. Ryan Toulson, who has not attempted a free throw tonight. But that was the play. They wanted to get the ball into his hands. Good free throw shooter. And Toulson calmly sinks the first one. And he sinks the second one as well. He's the hero, folks. 19 points. Ryan Toulson scoring his team's last 8 points, and now he's going to sit down. He says, I think I've done enough. Hornsby, you don't want to foul the three-point shooter. He hits a 3, not far from where he hit the three-pointer to put this Torun team into the Basketball Champions League. They're appealing for a 3. They can look at that and see, they can go back and look at it and see if it was a 3. I thought it was easily a 3. Well, unless they're confident that it wasn't a 3.
Here, okay, vale, sí, sí, vale, Ryan en la esquina, ¿de acuerdo? Vale,
que bloquea interior.
Sí. Hey, ahora, Eulis, haces tú lo mismo, bloqueas aquí y vuelves, okay? You scream and go opposite side, okay? Okay. Bueno, con el bloqueo tiene... Sí, pero Ryan, haces así, fintas y luego vas abajo, ¿vale? Venga, vamos, va.
Well, Hornsby thought he had hit a 3. Here it is again. Look at this. Oh, yeah, his foot's on the line. It's a good attempt, but it's a costly one that he didn't get a 3, especially here. Once again, with Toulson back in the game, he is the player that Manresa are able to get the ball to, and he can now shoot and hit 2 free throws to effectively seal victory, although you never know. 4-point plays do happen. Don't be nervous, my friend. You got ice running in his veins. Toulson at the free throw line. He scored the last 9 points. He has been utterly spectacular, including the last 3 here at the free throw line. He'll certainly be getting some votes for the team of the week. Well, I think they know that probably the game is up. I think they've had some opportunities tonight to get the job done, Manresa. They just have not. They just need to make a couple more plays.
They switch it, go for the layup. Huh? Hey, we got enough time to execute. Huh? We got enough time to execute. Good pass, good screen. After that, become corner. If that pass is not there, you got one more here and one. Huh? Let's go to overtime.
And remember, the final score always important. The margin of victory, because these two teams, you never know. I mean, especially in this group, could be battling each other for that last spot to get into the playoffs, or whatever, you know, the position might be in the standings. And goal differential or points differential would matter significantly. So if they could get this thing down to a 2-point defeat, or even 3, or excuse me, even 1, if they could take any points off this victory, that would be important. Kulik hands it off, a 3-pointer. Wow, they had a great look. And Hornsby saying he was pushed, but nevertheless, a great win for Manresa. They certainly had to work for it late, but thankfully for them, Ryan Toulson put on his Superman cape in the phone booth and came out and rescued them at the end. They win it 85-81. Well, Ryan Toulson, take a bow. You have come out and scored 21 points, most of them late in the fourth quarter, to get BAXI Manresa to the finish line. First ever Basketball Champions League game for BAXI Manresa, and they win it. Manresa 8 of 21 from deep, 5 of 20 for Torun. Both teams shot it well from the line. Manresa win despite being out rebounded by 7. And see that Toulson finished with 21. Kulik had a game high 22 in defeat. Hornsby had 18. And here's a look back at some of the plays. Tell you what, if you want to know the difference, and of course Toulson is a big part of this, but 53 points coming from the bench tonight for BAXI Manresa, 8 coming from the bench for Torun. So the majority of the points came from the bench for BAXI Manresa. And that would include 9 from Danny Perez, 13 for Violet, 8 for David Kravish, and 21 for Ryan. I've got ice running in my veins, Toulson. Fans living and dying by every possession tonight. Every possession was crucial. And BAXI Manresa had a better execution down the stretch. Ended up outscoring Polski Torun 28-22 in the fourth quarter. So, a great night of basketball all the way around in the Basketball Champions League. And Polski Torun will be at home next week when they host SIG Strasbourg. So they will be looking to get back to winning ways. And of course, next game day we'll see BAXI Manresa. They will play at home to Lietkabelis. Thanks for watching, everybody.